Good evening, welcome back to Fox Speed Shop, and we're going to be taking a little look tonight at some modifications I've been making to the Y block Ford V8 engine. So we're back on a little bit more kind of yank custom stuff tonight. So let's just flip this around and have a little look at the engine. So this is 239 Y block Ford engine, featured quite a lot on the channel already. Just kind of talking about what I'm going to do with it and where it's going to end up. As you can see, it has not been touched for a while. There's not been much kind of US content on the channel for a while, because we've been focusing more on the Italian, European kind of stuff. But I'm back on having a look at this engine, and since the last time it's been on here, I've done a few bits to it, put the bypass on there, but mainly what we're looking at is alternator. So originally these engines would have come with a dynamo generator. I didn't have one when I bought the engine, so for no other reason than the fact I didn't have one, I've decided to modify it to run an alternator. So the way I've gone about doing that is, this is, I think it's about a 90 amp alternator. It's from a Mini, okay, so a British Mini, modern one, well, modernish, the classic Mini, but the newer version of the classic Mini. And all I've done to get this to fit, and yes, I know that this is going to be spinning the wrong direction, isn't actually going to be cooling down, but that's kind of by the by, is I got hold of a bunch of spare parts for Y blocks from a guy I know, and in there was this bracket, which I believe is an original dynamo bracket. And so what I've done is I've used that. Temporarily in place is a 3mm thick steel section. I'm going to make a neater one of those, and it's held in place, bolted to the block there. What I'm going to do is actually weld a piece on the back so that I can bolt it in 2 places so that it won't rotate around, but it's just kind of there for mock-up purposes. M10 rod through there. Again, we're going to need to put a spacer here, and we're going to need to bush that out because it's a little larger than M10 from its original fitment. And then from somewhere off eBay, just a general kind of generic rose jointed adjuster there, which is bolted onto the water pump on the timing cover there. Need to get a longer bolt for that, that's just temporarily in. But in terms of belt alignment, just drape an old spark plug wire over there because it's all I've got. We're going to be running a single belt on this from the crank to the fan to the alternator, and that makes quite a nice little setup. It's going to have a truck front mount on here with a slightly modified underside, because if you haven't been watching, where it's going to end up is a 1950 shoebox Ford. So it has a modified sump with the main body of the sump at the back to clear the cross member. So this should, in its position there, clear the cross member. I think it looks a hell of a lot neater than the ones you can get that are mounted sort of up the side there or thereabouts. So yeah, quick project update. If you're looking to build an alternator setup for one of these and you're in the UK, I dare say there's loads of stuff you can do if you're in the States. A little alternator from a Mini, you can probably like 40 quid maximum. Freebie, something off the shelf, 10p, and a couple of quid from Chinese eBay. So yeah, there we are, nice little alternator set up for a Y block. Okay, well, cheers for watching that. If you want to see more of this engine. If you want to see more of the sort of US stuff, or fiddling with carburetors, or doing any of that sort of stuff, please feel free to like, subscribe, and keep coming back and checking it out. Take care.